This is NBL, my private group for superhero founders. Last Sunday, this community participated in something that has never been done before. I am building a business empire to scale it to $50,000 per month in just 30 days while documenting the entire process in 4 live calls, 1 call every Sunday. This video is a quick summary of the second call, during which I went over the VSL. Next week's call will be focused on appointment setting and closing. If you want to get access to the recorded call and participate in watching the challenge, click the link in the description to join NBL, and I'll see you on Sunday.
So what I'm about to share with you guys is probably one of the hardest things that a lot of people struggle with, which is when you get insight into a business that you could start, right? Most people think that it's as simple as, okay, people need leads. That's a problem that businesses struggle with, or they need appointments, or they need sales. And then in your mind, you think that you're just going to go on ads and say, get 10 booked calls or you don't pay. And then people are going to book a call, and then people are going to give you money. It does not work like that. In order for someone to give you money, they need to believe the same thing that you believe. So let me show you guys how we essentially change people's belief. So once you figure out why you need to do something, who you're going after, how you're going to be selling it, etc., then you need to craft a sales letter, right? We don't have the luxury to give people a trial of our services before they decide to trust us. We're forced to become excellent communicators of value and help our prospects believe in what we're selling. The best way I know how is building a belief shifting and process selling VSL, right? Belief shifting. Why do we need to shift their beliefs? If they already knew and believed in what we want them to implement and do in their business, they would already be doing it. Therefore, a good part of our sales letter, VSL, needs to focus on this. If they already knew and believed in it, they would already be doing it. Therefore, they don't actually, even if they know it, they don't technically believe the importance of the thing that we're about to walk them through. So we need to change their beliefs as to, hey, this should be your priority in your business. And then the next thing we need to do is sell them on a process or a protocol. There are many ways of solving the same problem. If you want them to invest with us, we need to make sure that they're sold on this one process, right? It is important to understand that like getting leads can be generated through cold email, cold outreach, YouTube content, organic, paid ads on Meta. There's not one way to solve a problem, right? But if you want to get the most amount of capital invested into solving that problem to go to you, then you need to be the best at selling people on your process. Okay? Doing this allows us to avoid competition and stand out by leveraging our unique protocol. First things first is you need to introduce yourself and answer the following question. Why should they listen in the first place? No one is going to sit there and watch a 15, 10 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute, an hour long VSL if you're not credible, or if you don't figure out a way to make it look like it's going to be worth their time, right? So you need to introduce yourself and really position yourself in the first 60 seconds. And you can use proof to back up your process. So for us, what we did is we're actually going to be leveraging client acquisition at IO's case studies and case study, okay? It's crucial to leverage case study when pushing a new protocol and infrastructure. Without proof, the process loses a lot of its credibility, right? It is important to understand that like, just because you haven't done the thing doesn't necessarily mean that you can't find case studies from others who've already done the thing and actually use that to sell your process, right? In this case, just like you would do if you're finding a contractor, right, is essentially how we're going to be doing it. Essentially, client acquisition that is the contractor in this case. So Brendan is going to get to use our case study. The next question I like to answer is, what are the beliefs or truths that I want my prospect to have that would make it unreasonable for them not to find our solution valuable? If you can't answer this question, you probably won't be able to convince strangers to do business with you. The way that I'm going to be doing this, or the way that we did this, is we need people to understand the theory of constraints, the fact that they're their biggest bottleneck. Just to give you guys a little context, I was speaking with someone yesterday who's been doing like 50K, 70K per month, and they've been super involved in their business to the point that, Sunday, Saturday, they're still like taking sales calls. They're still trying to figure out their own ads. They're still trying to figure out fulfillment. I was like, the thing that got you to 50K, 70K a month was the fact that you're disciplined and you're actually so scared that you work really hard to achieve success, right? But one thing you have to understand is that to actually get past multiple 6 figures per month, it's not about working hard. It's about elevating the constraints of your business, having someone make decision on ads, having someone close the deals on your behalf, having someone fulfill on your behalf, having someone integrate systems on your behalf, right? Because you can't scale. It's rare unless people have a really big audience that someone will make 100K per month with like a team of like 3 or 4 people. It is almost impossible. There is a certain input for growing a company. It could be how much time are you investing in the business. It could be calories invested, like doing the work. It could be money, right? And then your business essentially is a system. It's a system where you put in something and then it spits out something. The goal is you put in $1 and you get $10 back. You put in a one unit of effort or energy, calorie, and then you get maybe 5 calories out. You put in 1 hour of work, you get 10 hours of work of productivity gained back, right? But here is something that I wanted people to understand. I wanted to make sure that they understand that a business has really 5 important functions. The first one is the offer. The second one is lead flow. The third one is appointment flow. The fourth one is deal flow. How are you selling? And the fifth one is delivery. A lot of people don't understand that it doesn't matter if you're the best lead generator, the best appointment setter. If you don't have a good value proposition and you cannot deliver, over time, the machine can only produce up to the degree or the productivity of its weakest link. Doing this allows me to kind of like explain to a prospect or someone who's like, hey, our job is to actually come in and audit the business and look at your weakest link and all these other constraints in your business and allow you to have the best return on efforts, energy, and time and money, right? So forget about making 100K a month or $1 million a month if any of the components, throughput, productivity isn't 100K a month or $1 million a month worthy. Okay. So I had to kind of like design this. Then the next thing that we're walking them through in the VSL is what I presented last week, is essentially show them that the ultimate business allows 100% efficiency, but that doesn't exist. It's in La La Land. Like if you are dreaming, maybe you can achieve this. But right now, we're essentially telling them like, hey, right now you have so many bottlenecks. You're on the left here. Our job as a sales enablement company is to come in and elevate and improve the efficiency in your company. So whatever comes in, so most of what comes in, most of the effort, most of the money spent on ads, most of everything can come out at the end and give you a better return. So here's the belief. If someone believes that they need all these 5 things dialed in, and they also understand that like, hey, it's not just about having the right offer, it's about having every single thing here dialed in, then they believe that, okay, I need help when it comes to elevating the constraints, improving offer, improving lead flow, improving appointment setting, improving deal flow, improving fulfillment. I'm going to explain them that, hey, right now they probably have their business is broken, their systems and processes are outdated or they're inefficient, and they probably don't even have great talent. The way that we explain is, hey, we come in strategic. We're going to consult you strategically on your offering and your value proposition to make sure that you have a unique mechanism, to have sure that you have a high LTV, to make sure that you have a high cash collector rate. Then we're going to be like, the second step is we come in and build and release or implement new systems and processes. And then the last part is to actually work as a fractional sales team for your business. You don't have the team, fractionally, we're going to let you borrow our team in exchange of what? Of a percentage of revenue. Now, we're not going to go into like, oh, for a percentage for now. We're just going to explain briefly how we do it, right? So I explain in the process selling VSL, the models of delivery. There is consulting, there is implementation, and then there is done for you management or closing and setting in exchange of a percentage. And I show them that if we implement these 3 things into your company, then we increase and elevate the constraints in your business to allow you to be able to scale past $250,000 per month and beyond. Without these 3 things, forget about growing. And then the last step that I had to kind of like show them, which is how fulfillment is actually done. So step 1 is auditing and consulting on these 4 layers. So we audit the offer and the economics, the lead flow, the appointment setting, the closing. Then the next thing I needed to think about was the call to action. And my question, or the question I like to ask myself, is how can we make them feel stupid for not investing their calories, energy to book a call and show up for the call? A lot of the time, a lot of people never ask themselves the right questions, and that's why they never figure out the right solutions.